doorbell at Jimmy's house. Now when you come to my house, my doorbell sounds like this.
Hey, welcome to the People's Weekly on People's Radio United. I'm Tim Best Buds. I'm here with Canadian Glenn, and I'm trying to take the song volume down. There we go. How you doing, Glenn? I literally just woke up.
I'm doing fine. No problem.
Oh, man. Yeah, like I just told you before the show, I didn't even know I fell asleep. I just woke up thinking it was tomorrow morning and I had to be at work. So I went into a slight panic, and then I realized, why is it light outside and what's going on here and there? And yeah, I figured out, oh shit, I have a show. So yeah, we made it, our usual 8 to 12 minutes late.
Starting times are just a suggestion, man.
Yeah, I need to tweak the show out, so why don't you tell everybody what's going on with the view up here, and I'll get that going.
Well, this last Wednesday I just had a show about just kind of attacking a widely held myth in Canada about what a generous country Canada is. Canada's always willing to help. Well, when you take a look at the numbers, the United States is ahead of Canada in some measurements for money spent on social programming, aid, that sort of thing. When you take a look at the big picture, Canada's actually turned into quite the fucking skinflint. But, you know, don't tell any politicians that or anything, you know. Oh, no, we're top notch. Don't look at the numbers, though. Just keep believing what you were told in school, and everything will be fine. Oh, you wanted a program? No, there's no program anymore.
Yeah, what's this thing with Harper coming to meet with Trump behind Trudeau's back? Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah, that's a huge deal up here. I mean, you know, you have to remember that Harper is the chairman of an AstroTurf democracy organization that's made up of center-right parties and governments all over the world. And they have some bullshit name like International Democracy Group or some bullshit like that. And it's basically an international ALEC is what it is. You know? I mean, this so-called democratic group supports the new fascist in Hungary. They support the Kiev government that was put in with a coup. They support the new right-wing Polish government. Of course, they're totally on board with what's happening in Italy. So, you know, democracy should be in quotation marks in their title. That's probably the biggest reason that he's going down to D.C. But he'll probably see what kind of rat fuck talent he can get off to Republicans to come work in Canada for the for the Conservative Party, because, you know, the man who replaced him, Andrew Scheer, is a fucking idiot. There's no other way to put it. I mean, this guy can't even meme right. He's just a tool. And he's not going over too well. So, you know, if we have an election next year, if Trudeau and the Liberals get another majority, Andrew Scheer will be down the road. And there are people talking already. Granted, these are cult members, but there are people saying, oh, Harper's going to come back. Well, sure, bring him back. He'll just get beat again. You know, 9 years of him was more than enough for Canada. He can go fuck himself. But if he wants to hang out with Citolini and look cool and pretend he's more important than the actual government of Canada, knock yourself out, Stevie.
Man, that's just insane. That's like I don't know who I am to talk about insanity with what we're going through here right now.
Well,
Um,
the
oh,
well
go ahead.
the biggest issue up here is that he did not inform the government. Like that's the big deal. Like
Yeah,
how
you,
dare?
you would think he would, because considering he's going to meet with another country's government.
Well, that's pretty much an unspoken rule up here. I mean, I can't remember any time that's happened and the government didn't know about it ahead of time. But we're talking about Harper. So, like he gives a fuck about anybody except himself.
So yeah, fuck Harper. Did
Oh, yeah.
did you talk about what's coming up next week on the View Up Here?
Next week is going to be concentrated on social spending again. I live in the province of Alberta, which is basically Texas North in way too many ways. Um, this province is dependent on oil and gas revenue. That's it. It's been that way for 50 years. And when oil sucks, we suck. And there's big deficit problems here. And there's this measurement called revenue capacity. It's based on how much money your government could raise that's available to them. And Alberta is ridiculously low. Alberta is the lowest tax place in Canada. If Alberta raised their taxation levels to the next closest province in Canada, it would bring in an extra $12 billion a year.
Wow.
There's only 4.25 million people here. That's an awful lot of money. So that tells you how low the taxes are here. We're the only province in Canada that doesn't have a sales tax. Because it's political suicide to bring in a sales tax here. Because we've never had one. Change. Fuck that. You're out.
Well, I'd say if you pay more taxes and sales taxes and stuff, then you should get something for it. Unlike here in the U.S., where we pay taxes and what we do get for it is beaten by the police, gassed by the police, killed by the police, wars in our name all over the world, people being deported and locked in cages. So, like, we get something for our tax dollars, but it's never anything that helps anybody or is anything we want. I mean, instead of having so many police, how about fix some of these roads out here that are all cracked up, sidewalks that are like literally cracked up to the point kids can't even ride a bike down the street, have to go around that area, or potholes, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Medical care, education, so much stuff we need, and it's always war, policing, and control. Fuck them.
And profit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what it's all about. Putting people in prisons is what they profit from. Selling military weapons and vehicles and equipment.
Well, I think that's everybody's problem now. Everything is based on the profit in it. If it doesn't make money, fuck it, we're not doing it. And I mean, that's something we touched on my last show about social spending. All these people keep screaming all the time, we have to lower taxes to be attractive to investment. Well, when you have no health care, when you have no daycare, when your schools are ridiculously overcrowded, how many people have to miss work? So where the fuck is your productivity when you won't support the workers? But they don't want to talk about that stuff because it makes sense.
They just did a devastating blow to unions here.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't even have that on the list because it didn't happen. I did this early. I've been just running around all week going crazy, so haven't had time to catch up on current stuff for this show. But, we always... Next week we'll still have the same issues, and the week after, unfortunately. So, no rush to get to them all. Like the first topic today, might as well get into that, is basically from something that happened a couple times in the last few weeks with Sarah Sanders, Stephen Miller, and all these different people getting yelled at because of their abuse of human rights, and Sanders got put out of a restaurant. We talked about this a little last week, but now the thing is, people are saying, you know, you got to be civil and you can't do this, and you know, this is terrible. So let me just read number one real quick, and then we can get into it. Fascists are not a protected group. Unfortunately, we have to explain the difference between a business refusing service to a lying racist and refusing service to a Latino, Native, Black, disabled, or gay, or even religious person. Because a lot of people, if you go down these Twitter timelines and all kinds of stuff on social media, YouTube, they're equating it like the same. Like, oh, if you kick Sarah Sanders out of your restaurant, or then it's the same as kicking a black person out for being black, you know, or the same as not baking a cake for a gay person. So you're a hypocrite for saying, you know, they don't seem to see the difference between your philosophy. It's like not serving a cop. He's a cop. He chose to be a cop. It's a job. That's fine. They're not a protected class of people. Protected classes are race, religion, disability, I can't think. There's a couple more in there, but yeah, basically, things that you're born with, things that you can't change, or things that make you a target for a lot of people. Not because you are the person targeting those people, that doesn't make you a protected class.
Well, false equivalence is the bedrock of neo-fascism and neoliberalism, as far as that goes. You know, like the steps you just said, refusing to serve police. That's pretty clear why that is. But if it was refusing to serve black policemen, then we cross over. Then that's a different issue. And this is the thing, the right wing...
Because they're black policemen, not just because two black policemen have to be the cops that you're not serving that day. Because I wouldn't serve any cop. I wouldn't give a fuck what race they are.
Exactly. I mean, well, yeah, that's understandable. But if you only refuse to serve black cops, that's a whole other issue. But I mean, this is what the right wing loves to do. They just like to discriminate based on orientation, race, you know, stuff like that, which are human factors, so they involve human rights. But when you want to take it to politics and stuff like that, that's personal choices. So that's a personal beef, and that's well within the First Amendment, the way I read it.
The only one I disagree on is religion, but we're not going to get in that today because that is a choice as well. You can choose to believe stupid fairy tales, or you can choose to use common sense. But that is a protected class still. So
in the public, yes. With the government, that's different. You know, and I mean, I've said this before. This is the problem I see with the popular interpretation of the Bill of Rights in the U.S. Most of those amendments in the Bill of Rights are to protect the individual from the government, not to protect individuals from each other.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've talked about that specifically is regarding the freedom of speech on this show a lot of times. How freedom of speech is for dissent against the government, not to spew racist shit with your Nazi flags.
Exactly.
So yeah, people are just dumb, or you know, maybe they're not dumb, Glenn. Maybe, like you said, they're doing this intentionally, playing stupid because it works for. I mean, you got Democrats and the new Democratic Socialists now. Isn't that awesome? You can be a socialist and a Democrat. I was listening to Young Turks, and what's her name, Anna Kasparian, was saying, "I'm a Democratic Socialist. Today. I believe in capitalism."
Holy
well,
fuck.
That's the Democrat part of it. So where does the socialist come in? Just because you want some good shit along with all the fascist shit? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's some kind of fad right now with this lady. I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Bronx.
yeah. She won some fucking primary. Big deal.
Well, I
This is
mean,
the issue. This is the issue where I know that your system down there is fucked. You have one person who wins a Democratic primary to make sure an incumbent Democratic member of the House will not go back after November. That's what you've guaranteed by him losing the primary. One person. How many seats in the House? Almost 600? And already people are talking about, oh, she's a future candidate for president. Are you out of your fucking mind? You
well,
know?
if that's the case, then she'd have to really, really sell out. And that's the same thing. Bernie Sanders, they talk about, he's a democratic socialist. He sold out time and time and time and time and time again. That socialism part of him doesn't hardly ever pops up except lip service. It doesn't pop up in his voting that often. You know what I mean? Once in a while,
Yeah,
they're full of shit. Why don't these people, if they're so against all this shit going on, why don't they shut the fucking house down? You know what I
exactly.
mean? Why don't they just say no? We're gonna shut. But no, eventually they'll go along with the vote, or they won't vote, which means they still win, and then they could say, "Well, I didn't have any part of this." They're full of shit, dude. Anyone who wants to be part of that system is going to act like the people that are part of that system. That's why I can't believe in this shit. All the shit she says is great. You know what I mean? She seems like a good person. She seems like she has values and stuff. But then you get her on TV, she will not denounce the Democratic Party. They said, "Who would you vote for the president?" She said, "It's important." I'm going to paraphrase this. I don't remember word for word, but basically she said, we must unquestionably vote for whoever is running for the Democratic office. Unquestionably vote for them just because they're Democrats, because we got to get rid of Trump. So then
Well, it's
and she stands for impeachment. So all that's going to do is put Pence in, dude. They don't have a plan that's going to go anywhere, because then they're going to take over and kiss the corporation's ass and keep screwing us with a smile. Well, Trump, screws us with the head-on full force fascism. That's what I put the other day. The people, I put this on Twitter. The people I see with the hashtag Blue Wave 2018, they must like their fascism slow and easy, not fast and furious. And that's the only difference.
well, this is the problem with the presented binary actual solo choice in your system. I mean, there's very little difference.
But yeah, just to go back though, a lot of Maxine Waters says this and that and whatever, and now she's violent. And Sarah Sanders, oh no, this is for the next topic. I'm sorry, but Sarah Sanders getting put out of a restaurant, and Nielsen and Miller and McConnell, now was it McConnell or whose wife went
Yeah,
off on him? I can't remember. Wasn't
yeah.
Yeah,
McConnell's wife, the secretary of whatever.
yeah, she's a fascist too. Don't let her non-white appearance fool you. But yeah, these people, man, no one has done anything violent to them. And I'm sitting here thinking, why aren't they just dragging them about of these places? That's my mindset. Start throwing shit at them. Fuck it, you got food, throw it. Fuck these people. Who are they? They should not be able to feel safe anywhere in public, man. And this goes all the way down to people who work for ICE, to people who work for police departments. That their neighbors should just look at them like, "Oh, you disgusting! I'm not gonna. Can I? No, fuck you. I'm not. I hate you. You're the worst neighbor on the block because you're a fascist." But instead, they're looked up to a lot of times like, "Oh, my neighbor's a cop. Nothing will happen on my neighbor block." It's crazy shit.
I'd
It's
rather have a biker fucking clubhouse on my block than a fucking cop shop. I'll tell you that.
dude, a cop. I've said this on the show quite a few times. A cop used to live um, in one of the buildings where my mom used to live, and these cats would be drinking with their guns on their hips and double parking police cars and just you might as well have a gang out there, dude. Because I called the police on them a couple times. I always called the police on the police. And the police, I was like, "There's drunk people with guns outside." I gave them the apartment number, all that. She goes, "Oh, the cops are there already. That's a cop lives there or something." She said, like, "Don't worry, they're having a function or something."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but who do you think the people with the guns or drunk are? Oh, don't worry. Nothing's, they didn't even send nothing. They're double parked, blocking traffic, doing whatever the hell they want, walking around, opening containers and gun. Man, can I go with a gun in my pocket hanging out and have an open container of alcohol?
No.
What do you think would happen if the police pull next to me and I got a gun in a holster, let's say, like, and an open container of beer, walking down the street, chilling in front of my homie's house? What do you think would happen, Glenn? You think they say, "Oh, he's just chilling, no problem." It's a housewarming party. Don't worry about it. And I'm double parked.
Yeah, but I mean, this is part of the fascist state. Everything is glamorized. The power of the state is to be held in awe, not held in check. That's a problem.
Held in awe, fuck. It's like Bob Marley said, we need to chase these crazy bald heads the fuck out of town, once and for all. Yeah, but fascism is not a protected class. You can pretty much refuse to give service to police, ICE agents, government officials, and I would say the Democratic and Republican Party should both be refused service. Like anyone who works in the White House, Senate, or Congress, fuck them all, because they're all complicit in this shit. It's like other countries. I've seen these people fighting in their governments, fist fights. If it needs to come to that, maybe it needs to come to that. But somebody got to stop this shit, and these people aren't stopping it. They'll do a whole lot of talking, talk. But what's Maxine Waters done? She ain't shut down the fucking house. She ain't give a fucking 4-day filibuster. You know what I mean? Shutting shit down so we can't vote. They're gonna, man. They're changing the Supreme Court up. Our rights are gonna be just stripped back. And I read, I don't remember who it was on Twitter. I want to say Dillo Taylor, but I'm not sure. But they were talking about they're trying to bring back a new Jim Crow, and they were showing the steps that they believe they're taking, and it made a lot of sense, Like, how long before? I mean, it might already be happening before they're killing immigrants. I mean, there's already reports of rapes and beatings. They're forcing these kids to give a pledge of allegiance to a fucking flag, and we're supposed to be civil to these people.
Well, I do believe there's a certain element of truth, in spite of where it's coming from. All that stuff was going on before Trump got in.
It's been going on a long time.
And nobody had a fucking problem with it whatsoever. Nobody was going deep under. Nobody was digging. Nobody was doing anything. So it's just become a liability.
When Trump first got elected, I've said since then, the only good thing about Trump being elected is it pisses people off and wakes people up. Because they're fooled by the Obama, the smile, the nice family, the just, they look like people that you want to be around. Trump looks like somebody you want as far away from you as possible. They're both evil. But Obama is smart enough to know if I throw him a bone once in a while, they're not going to look at all this shit behind the curtain over here. Trump just pulls the curtains over and is like, fuck you, you don't even get a bone for this shit. I'm doing what I want.
Trump sold the curtains.
Yeah, see, Obama's a guy that will cage his dog and pet his dog and tell him, you're a good dog, and give him a treat. Trump will just throw him in the cage and hose him down. There's the difference. Both end up with the dog in the cage. You see what I'm saying?
Well, early on, you also said that Obama was smart. So
well,
you've already demonstrated the difference between the two. Trump's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Obama was smart. I'm not going to take that back. I mean, he was intelligent. Trump, yeah, you're right. He's a fucking buffoon. I wonder how he. Well, I don't. He inherited $200 million. I was like, I wonder how he even survived this long. When you got $200 million and more money getting funneled to you from crime syndicates, it's pretty easy to survive being a buffoon.
A useful buffoon.
Yeah, but
But as far as, again, I mean, this whole thing, you know. It's actually the right now misinterpreting the Bill of Rights for their benefit. So, I mean, it all depends on whether people want facts or they want to pick the color of the jersey they're wearing. And there's far too many fucking team fans instead of truth fans.
yeah, it's ridiculous, man. I just think people need to wake the fuck up. A blue wave ain't gonna save us. Even if it slows it down, we're still flying toward fascism. Fascist, racist, bigots are not a protected class. They can be tossed out of any establishment. Don't serve racists. Don't serve fascists. Don't serve bigots. That's my advice to you. And I'm not going to go so far to say don't serve police and ICE because I think that you shouldn't. But a lot of people will say, well, that's different. That's their job. Blah, blah, blah. They're still fascists.
Well, that don't get anywhere with me. I've quit jobs I've had because I didn't like the management. I didn't like something that happened. I didn't like what they asked me to do. Yeah? Fuck you. I'm out of here. So I don't see why anybody else can't do it too.
I've done that many times. I've lost most of my job. Well, I get fired a lot for standing up for other workers, trying to unionize. And
Yeah.
I refused to work for this racist producer once, and I quit a really good job. I just couldn't do it. Once I find out you're a racist, it's like it's not going to end good. You know what I mean? All I'm thinking about is ways I can destroy you some kind of way. I'm not focusing on my job. I'm just, it's just like, fuck this guy, and it's building up. I'm getting more mad, and I have to hear the fucker talk. I don't want to hear it. So why be there?
Yep.
Especially with PTSD, it just makes it worse and worse, and I can't take it. I'd rather lose the money than fucking have to put up with that bullshit, because they're not going to fire the producer of the show, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So my option is to shut up and take it, argue every day and make life difficult for everyone, or just fucking leave. So I chose the third option.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really ridiculous, man.
Well, the funniest.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, the funniest thing about the Red Hen incident, where Sarah Huckabee Goebbels was told to fuck off, there was a vote amongst the staff. The owner wasn't even going to do it unilaterally. Took a vote.
Yeah.
That's real democracy. That's a demonstration of actual democracy defeating fascism.
Exactly. I mean,
And
that's the way you do it.
And did you see the idiots who showed up to protest that place?
No, I didn't. I heard something like they were having threats, but I didn't see.
Oh my God.
Tell me about this.
Some stupid old white fucker has been arrested for throwing chicken shit on the outside of the restaurant. The first people who showed up to protest is like they're from Westboro Baptist. Like, this place is supposed to be getting protested for denying service to Huckabee Goebbels. And these guys are standing out there with signs about burn in hell, homosexuality is a sin. Like, what? Are you guys at the wrong fucking place or what?
It makes total sense to me. I don't know why you don't see it. Go ahead.
But I mean, and people stand outside with sign. It said 3 words on their sign: Trump is love.
I saw that. Is that what that was in front of there? The Red Hen? Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know that's what it was.
This is a cult. There's no other way to describe it. This is a cult now.
Yeah, because God is love is a saying, right?
So Moonies, everybody. That's the default. You know, if you're pure, you have to promote love while you kill people in the back room.
But Trump doesn't promote love.
Oh, he just is.
No, he is love.
Yeah, he just is. Unfucking real, man.
I saw that sign. I didn't know what it was from. I didn't know they were protesting that place. Wow.
I mean, what do you do with that? Where do you go from
Yeah,
there?
because you can't talk to these people. I mean, they will not.
No.
They anything you say, they got their little standard shit, and even if it isn't even relevant, they'll just keep saying the same thing, or they'll shut down and walk away, or start screaming and threatening you. There's like no logic or talking to these people, or like maybe I can turn that it's not it is it's a religion or a cult. I don't know what the difference is. Besides, they got enough members that they could be a religion. Um,
I
yeah,
think the way to describe these people is they are 8-bit AI bots. That's all they are.
yeah, Trumperites or Trumpites or something. We should give them a name, like a religious name, and they should be able to. Well, no, then they'll get nonprofit status, and Trump will be a deity on earth, and it'll be ridiculous. Then they'll have to have special protections for these people. We don't want that.
No, the way it works right now is Trump is the god, Trump is the church, so he's taking all their money. We can't allow anybody to get in the way of that. Fuck the middleman. Just gimme.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. It was just like I looked at it and it's just like, yeah, okay, next. I got nothing. Trump is love. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I haven't seen that very much. Anything loving coming from Trump. Maybe if you're a porn star and you need some money, Trump could be love. Um, or a prostitute who needs some money because he'll pay a lot.
Well, on the other hand, it was good to see the Quakers, the Presbyterians, the Mennonites all come out and categorically state our organization, our clergy, our members, all of us, we all say this stuff with the kiddie jails, fuck off. This should not be happening. So I will give those people their dues for that. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
we have pretty much the same opinion on organized religion. I just simply have no time for it. I don't buy it. But at least these people back up what their magic book says.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
I just don't get it, dude. The Supreme Court's going to start trying to take away rights for gay people, and you're seeing the Trump people going off on gay people left and right. Like, I said it before, like, gay people don't bother anyone. What are they doing that bothers you? It doesn't, let them do their thing, you do your thing. It doesn't, why does it affect your life one way or another, who they marry, who they love, who they want to be with? It doesn't matter. Man, woman, whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. If these people go crazy, crazy, crazy about this.
well, the person you're describing that is normal and doesn't have a problem with it has a self-identity. And they don't loathe their identity.
But,
The people on the other side do.
okay, but here's my question. That's fine. If you want to say being gay is an abomination like the Bible says it is, that's what the Bible clearly says. But right next to it, it says eating shellfish is an abomination. So why aren't these people picketing like the crab shacks and the red lobsters and burning them down and threatening the people that work there and shit? That's the part I don't get. Why aren't they attacking people that are wearing, wearing clothes that are made of two different kind of fabrics?
Well, I'll tell you what,
There was
though.
a whole lot of stuff in that verse, but they focus in on this one thing about the gay people.
Yeah, but it's pretty well known, especially by now, that the demographic that is same sex and has a university degree, they have about the most disposable income as a demographic of any demographic in the US and in Canada. So don't worry. There's lots of right wing, closet, racist, biblical freaks who are still making a damn good dime off that demographic. They're just not the ones who are saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what anyone else does. If you want to be a gay dude and not tell anyone you're gay, if you want to be a gay guy and tell the whole world you're gay, that's fine. But why are you gonna hate people that are doing what you're doing? You know what I mean? People like you. That would be like, I don't know. It just seems really crazy to me. Like you're gonna go all the way out to attack your own people.
Well, I mean, I've seen it happen in a workplace environment. The biggest anti-gay person was closet gay. I've seen it lots of times, and this is why feels are such a trigger in politics, because I mean, that's the first thing I think when I see somebody who's so against something. Well, then what happened to you to make you that way? There's just not a logical position. Everything you do is based on feels, not fucking logic. So, and I mean, I think that's why people get so standoffish, because wait a minute, this is reminding me of how I don't like myself. Ooh, I'm angry.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just seems like live and let live. They always try to be up in everyone else's business. Who cares? Let people. If they're not bothering you, who cares what the person's doing? Which brings us kind of to our next topic right now. Should we move on real quick? Because we kind of got a little tangentized on this one.
Sure.
Okay, in the past month, there have been several viral videos of angry white people calling police on black people who are doing nothing wrong and nothing out of the ordinary. Should calling the police for no reason be enforceable crime? Isn't this a type of real-world swatting or something? I guess swatting is real-world swatting. That was a dumb way to say it, but I mean, it's a mild form. Well, it's not mild because someone could get killed, but they can call it policing, I guess. I don't know, but it's
in-person swatting.
Yeah, there you go. Like,
well, barbecue Betty, permit Patty, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They got nothing better to do.
A lady at a pool just actually attacked a 14 or 15-year-old little boy, and bit the police and attacked. She got arrested, but she was calling them all kinds of N-words and saying they couldn't be in the pool with her and they didn't belong there. How horrible is that? Like, again, live and let live. Why does this shit bother these people so much?
Because they're not right in the fucking head. This is another issue that the United States does not want to address. The highest rates of prescription for psychotropic drugs, the fewest number of mental health beds in the Western world per capita. There's way too many fucking crazy people out there.
And they're attacking kids, dude. I think it was yesterday, the day before, a 14-year-old little Latino boy was protesting, exercising his rights at 14 years old to protest shit he thinks is wrong. That's impressive. You know what I mean? When I was 14, I wasn't protesting shit. So that's already impressive to me that he's out there already doing this. Hopefully he keeps doing it. It's not just a fad. But she started calling him the worst names and telling him he's going to be the first dirty Mexican to get deported. And this is a child. What's wrong with these people, man? And these people I hope they all lose their businesses. I hope they lose every fucking thing they have for this kind of shit.
Yep.
Because, and they're saying it's not fair to take their livelihood.
Yes, it is.
You know what? You calling the police. You're trying to take somebody's life, possibly. Like, what do you want the police to do when they get there? The options are what? Arrest them, kill them, beat them, tase them. Like, where's the good option? You know what I mean? What do you think? The police are going to come and give them cookies and candy and sing a song for them? Like, what do you think's going to happen when you fucking call the police on somebody? Especially a person of color. What the fuck do you think's going to happen? Like, they're not stupid. They know. That's why I think it's like a form of swatting. The police will come and take care of my white ass, and these black or Mexican motherfuckers going to have to leave, and they're going to get punished, and this and that. How sick is that, man?
Well, it's 21st century Klansmanism is what it is.
And I'm
But
glad when they get these people on tape, man. I'm glad when they dox these motherfuckers and get them, and then they're on CNN crying, "Oh, my weed business is going away." You should have thought about that before you tried to stop a little girl from selling water. You know what I mean?
well, no, the issue is, I mean, I've always said, and I've paid for it myself, but I still stick to it. At the end of the day, anybody who gets hacked, it's their fault. I don't give a fuck what tools were used on you. You get hacked, it's your fault. You could have done something to prevent it. And all these whitey phone callers.
Yeah, if you're
This
going
is
around
the
doing
no.
racist shit, you should cover
This is
yourself.
this is the world we're in. You want to play on this field, you get everything that the internet wants to give you because them's the fucking rules. And if you don't know that, too bad. If you don't like that, even more too bad. I'll tell you what, you don't want to get doxxed, you don't want to be put out of business, don't be a fucking racist asshole. How about that?
Well, you know, let me just real quick. That's true, and I fully agree. But on the other hand, you do have racists going around doxing people that are trying to stop racists too. That's why I had to dox myself a long time ago because the Klan said they were going to do it because I was talking shit about the NSM and all. It was during like maybe way back Ferguson, not KKK kind of days. And I'm not, I'm not here hacking anyone. I'm out in the streets. I'm in people's faces. You know what I mean? And I'm easy to find. So I'm like, fuck it. These cats that most of them that were threatening to kill me live in Riverside anyway, so they're not that far. They can
Yeah.
look me up. They know what I look like. They see me in person. They got pictures of me. I'll just dox myself. Fuck it. Then if they come, they come. I got guns. They got guns. Whatever fucking happens, happens. Let's just get on. None of them came. But the thing is, that shit happens in reverse sometimes too. That's why I don't have an ounce of sympathy for these racist motherfuckers.
Yep.
Not a drop, man. I know people are like, oh, you ruined her life. What's she gonna do? She ruined her life. She could have
That's
left
right.
that little girl alone. You could have left that little boy alone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You could have left them dudes in Starbucks alone.
Yep.
You know, there's no fucking reason for that shit because I'm offended that there's people that aren't like me and they have rights to live their life normal and do what they want. Fuck that. Call the police. You know, she says that little girl was loud. Okay. I've dealt with fucked up neighbors. Fucked up neighbors, man. I had
Didn't get them
neighbors.
swatted.
I had neighbors, dude, that were extreme racist. These people had a blackface Jack in the Box antenna on their car. They had Confederate flag stickers. They had all this shit, man. And they were the first ones to call the police. I tortured their asses. I shut them the fuck down. She came and apologized, pulled the ball off the car, and the mother came in because the kids had the balls and they were like racist as shit. And she came and apologized. Please, my son's a racist. Don't hurt us. Don't do anything. Don't, man. You don't know. You don't like black people? I'm gonna fill my house. I'm not even gonna just have a couple homies over. I'm gonna have the whole fucking hood over here. We're gonna throw barbecues and parties. And then I'm putting signs about you up in my yard, pointing arrows about every fucking thing I know about you. Then they call the police. Police, can you take this? The signs is on my property. Get the fuck off my property. Them signs ain't coming down. The officer's like, what can I do to make you take that, to work with you to get those signs down? Not a goddamn thing. Man, that was the most confused cop you ever seen. He couldn't do shit. Yeah,
Well,
I
I
tortured
mean,
them fuckers because you know why? Fuck a racist. I didn't want them next door to me. And
see that.
having a party with a whole bunch of black and Mexican cats over is a fun time. So I don't know. They could have came over and chilled, but no, they sit there looking out, calling the police, fucking shit. You neighbors. If you wasn't racist pieces of shit, you could have just came over here, ate some barbecue, and chilled and smoked some weed and chilled with all these people of all different ethnicities. But no, your punk asses want to be separated and different and fucking racist shit all the time.
See, now, this is exactly how the founding fathers meant for the Bill of Rights to be interpreted. That's exactly the shit they were into. Granted, as long as everybody was white. But I mean,
Yeah.
the principle of it. This group thinks this. Well, everybody else thinks this. So you know what? Fuck them. That's exactly the goal of the First Amendment. That's encouraged. And it's based on logic, not fucking feels. You know?
Yeah. It's like, what? How could you? I don't know, man. Like, how can you even just hate somebody because of the way they're born? Like that, it just doesn't. I hate a lot of people. They might be black, they might be Latino, they might be white, they might be Asian, they might be whatever. They might even be Canadian, Glenn. But I'm
Oh,
gonna hate them
God.
for a reason because they fuck with me or something, or they did something I really don't approve of, not because of that. Well, maybe the Canadians because of the shoe shit they do. But other than that, I mean, I hate someone just because he's black. No, I hate someone just because they're Mexican. No, just because they Puerto Rican or Latino or Asian or whatever. You know what I mean? That makes no sense. That's not a reason to hate anybody. That's just a person. People can't help where they born, what race they born. That has to do with genetics and locations and um, good times
Well,
between your parents or whatever. But hating someone for a reason is different. I hate a lot of Mexican cats, and I'll tell you who. Those motherfuckers standing with the white supremacists at Trump rallies. I hate every one of them. And I hate the black
yeah.
cats that's over there with them too. But I hate the white cats just as much. You see what I'm saying? I hate them because their
Well,
philosophy has nothing to do with their race. They could be any race and I'd still hate the motherfucker.
the thing that always makes me laugh is the amount of energy and time it takes to be a person like that. Imagine being a person where every time you go out in public, you're always looking around to see who's not like you. And oh my God, there's one. Ooh, what are you? Are you scared? What a fucking waste of time and effort. What a trapped, small life you must lead to live like that.
A long time ago there was this
You're
video.
always in a
Oh,
cage and you put yourself there.
yeah.
This is beyond the consumer cage that almost all of us are in. This is like shoebox. See, here's a shoe metaphor there.
A while back there was this video, maybe a year or two. I think it was over one of the police killings. I don't know which one right now. But there was a group of black cats out there protesting, and some white dude comes over, and he looks like Joe Dirt with a baseball hat on, and he's screaming at him like, "You N-word this and N-word that," and I'm like, "This is standard shit. I don't know." And they didn't knock him out. I'm like, I would have knocked him the fuck out. It's one dude. They had the cameras. They're filming him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's fine. Whatever. That's me. That's them. Um, but he said something in that really made me think for it. Stopped me. He said, "I've only seen 3 of you in my life before. I've never seen this many of you in one place." And it clicked like, wow. So maybe this dude grew up because of segregation and shit. You know what I mean? Grew up never seeing a black person or anyone who wasn't white, but's been fed all this shit about how terrible these people are and they're not like you and they're not human and it is all this shit. So he believes it. So I said, that's fucked up. He might not have had a chance for it to be racist. But then I thought, he's met 3 black people before. Why didn't you just talk to these people? Why didn't you find out for yourself? You know what I mean? So
Or
the excuse is
or
gone now, in my mind.
or why don't you just do what most people do when they're in a social situation they're not familiar with? They just shut the fuck up and watch. I mean, I've come across that. And the issue here is crackers being exposed to Muslims. And the ones that within 20 minutes have no problem and are interacting freely are the ones who just recognize that they don't know what's happening. So just check it out. Just check it out. And integration's no problem. But the ones who immediately think that these are the ones I've heard about who do X, Y, and Z. Holy shit. Body language is a huge issue, man. You know, everybody can read it. It's how animals communicate, for Christ's sake. So the crackers that get all uptight, they end up excluding themselves. But of course, it's not their fault.
Yeah, we had the same thing here now. I don't know, like, if you saw it, Glenn, but maybe a week or two ago, it was like all of the cops in the whole city, no, but a whole shitload of them, like maybe 10 cars were looking for a stolen car, and they had the whole street blocked off. I was live streaming it. I haven't released the actual video, but I turned off my camera. It was all kind of over, and I forgot to turn my body camera off. And this Iranian dude was walking, young dude, like a UCLA student, was walking to the 7-Eleven where this was all happening. And he asked me what's going on because he seen the camera and all that. And I was telling him, oh, it was a car and all this. And we just started talking about some other stuff. I think I told him to check out People's Radio. And then he started telling me, he thought the camera was on. He didn't want me to show his face. I said, no, the camera's off. I didn't remember my body cam was on. So we started talking. He was saying he had a fiance, and he's going to probably, if this shit doesn't get better here, he's going to have to move back to Iran because he loves her. He doesn't want to leave her, and she can't come here to be with him. And he's a student, and it's all tragic kind of stuff. So he's going to have to leave this country and go back to Iran just to be with the person he loves because everything's all fucked up now. And it was really sad listening to him say that. I mean, and it happens to Latino immigrants all the time, separated from their children, not just the fiance, But I think maybe I might, because, he didn't say his name or anything. I'm thinking maybe I might pull the audio and dump the video part. Because it's really tragic what he's talking about,
Yeah.
And these white people don't have to go through that. And I'm saying even white people from another country that are immigrants, they're the last motherfuckers they're looking for.
Yeah.
Border Patrol ain't going kicking in, German people or even Canadians. They're focused on dark people.
Yeah, ICE isn't doing raids in Brighton Beach. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The Russian mob's got nothing to worry about.
It's just really, really sick, man. And this dude, he's a student. He looked like any other student. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He didn't look like a terrorist to me. He didn't look like anything. He was up to nothing. He looked like he was very sad. And his life was fucked up because he couldn't be with the person he loved and wanted to be with. And that's just fucked up, man. It really is. And this was before this new, they upheld the Muslim ban. And that's what made me start thinking about him again. Like, now I wonder what he's going to do. He's probably going back for sure. That's really terrible. Like, you're stopping people's lives and their progress and things they're trying to do.
Well,
because of a fucking imaginary line you put across these two nations.
Well, as far as the brain drain goes that the United States is encouraging, we're more than happy to take those people here. I think the number of academics, PhDs from the U.S. to Canada has gone up about 400% in the last 18 months.
Yeah, it's gonna. You guys are gonna have to shut your borders eventually if things keep going on the path they're going. You're gonna look at us like this government looks. It looks at the south of the border people coming across from here. We're gonna be the south of the border people coming across there. And it's just a matter of time before it starts hitting people financially, economically. More and more groups are going to be demonized and locked away. It's going to get bad if it doesn't, if no one stops it. And these people, the Democrats will stop it. No, they won't. Good luck with that shit. Oh, the Democratic Socialists will stop. What the fuck is a Democratic Socialist? We just said this earlier. It just blows my mind. It's like a joke.
Like there's an authoritarian socialist? Like, pfft.
That's like me saying I'm an anarchist Republican. I'm a Republican anarchist. I'm running for the Republican Party. No gods, no masters.
Oh yeah, so your name's Molyneux?
It's like, what the hell is a democratic socialist? Man, I
Well,
had to
what?
comment on the Young Turks because I was laughing so hard. He
No,
says, "I
see,
am a democratic socialist and I believe in capitalism."
all that is co-opting the word socialist to try and make your label more palatable. That's all it is. It's stealing the word socialist. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
they had some other thing they were calling the Democrats for a while, and the Young Turks, and they changed that off. I can't remember what it was. They're trying to rebrand the Democrats is what they're trying to do because
Are
everyone
they
knows they're shit, just like the Republicans are shit.
are they like WWE? Do they put out a new T-shirt every 3 weeks with the new catchphrase?
Probably, I don't know. You know, I'm not a party kind of person.
No, I'm saying the Young Turks.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. I catch them every so often. It's like I used to like them, okay, and then it seems almost like a gimmick now. Like one of them always has to be opposed to this. One of them has to stay in the middle. One goes far to this. It seems kind of like,
It's called formula.
yeah. I'd rather have everybody really extreme around me. I don't need
Well,
anyone middle to, and I definitely don't need anyone on the right side. No fascist. I mean, if you believe in having guns, then we can agree. If that's a right wing thing, then I'm right wing on guns. But I don't believe in the NRA, and I don't believe you should have like crazy ass shit. But I mean, having a Glock or a shotgun or something to protect yourself, I don't see anything wrong with that. But I don't think everyone should be able. It depends on mental illness and stuff like that as well. People should be screened pretty heavily because you're having something that can still kill a lot of people even without a huge clip.
well, I'd like somebody who's extreme Second Amendment to explain to me why Switzerland has almost as high guns per person ratio as the United States, and they don't have mass shootings.
It's a
They don't have
culture.
the,
Culture.
you know, I mean, they don't want to talk about that because then,
Well,
that talks about real problems.
let me just get this out the way real quick. The racist will say, "Oh, it's because I only white over there, and white people are so civil." But no, it's
Bullshit.
not that. Here's what it is: it's that we're not all white over here, and white people are taught that other people are demonized. You see what I'm saying? So you have this violent culture. It's always been super violent, which is different than them. Then you have the racist shit that they don't have over there, and the fear of nothing. I fear everything that's not like me. And then you got these people that just I don't know what kind of guns they have. I haven't done any research, but I don't know if they have assault rifles and shit either. You know what I mean?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Well, I think
Now,
it's
the
a
issue,
culture. I would bet it's a culture.
well, if you think the Swiss aren't xenophobic, you're wrong. I mean, they're Switzerland. They're surrounded by mountains. You want to invade Switzerland by land? You got about 3 roads. That's it. That's the only fucking way you get in. So yes, they're xenophobic. They're Switzerland, but they do have their hardcore racists.
So what do you
Uh,
think it is then?
the issue is that the entire population gets involved in what the fuck's going on. I mean, they have votes and they have like 85% turnout. Like about a year ago, the government spent 4 years deciding what the next fighter aircraft was they were going to buy. And then it had to go to a state vote in every state in Switzerland. And one state said no, and they canceled the contract. And the turnouts are like 80% plus, always. And people actually know what the issues are. So,
Yeah,
I
well, I
mean,
don't think they want people to know what the issues are in this country, though. I think they want you
well,
to know what
that's
the issues
because
are,
they're
but they
not
want
for the people. They're not for the people.
oh
That's
yeah,
why.
but they want to feed you their version of the issue, their agenda, along with, like, here's the issue, but you're going to believe this about it.
Well, that's a difference between manufacturing consent and asking for consent.
True.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I mean, you got Democrats, every news media organization, even a lot of these leftist ones. You know what I mean? I keep using Young Turks. I don't mean to be bashing them. They're not horrible people. They're just, I think they're misguided and they have a lot of money and they're selling out. But which makes them horrible people, maybe. But here's the thing: they're all saying, all of them, at least one voice on their thing is saying, we must be civil. You can't go kick people out of restaurants. You can't be doing this. I don't know how I feel about this.
That's protecting the status quo.
Yeah, but why?
Because they're part of the status quo.
Yeah.
That's why. I
I
mean,
don't know. It just seems like,
well, there's a big article that came out in Canada today by an independent outlet, and it's finally somebody put into print where people will see it, what I've been saying for years. He said it's time to get rid of political parties. Period.
I've been saying that too, yeah.
You know? And it's like, finally. Because, you know, like I say to people, even in our system that's different from the American system, members of parliament come and go. Prime ministers come and go. What remains? The parties. They don't fucking go away. If the ideology changes in the citizens, the parties are still there. And the parties are run by people who are never seen in public.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I don't see, if you want to have this kind of quote unquote democracy, then why even have the parties? What are they for? Because all you need to say is, this person believes all this shit. This person believes all this shit. I'm going to vote for that person. Or this person who believes what I believe in. That would seem more feasible than I'm going to vote for the blue or the red. And then I'm going to go bash Crips and Bloods because it's all about blue and red with them. Fuck you. I see no difference.
Well, that's the problem when it's not a democracy. Politics is just another market, and it's bought and sold.
Yep. It was bought a long time ago and it's being sold every fucking day.
Exactly.
You
That's why they push the idea of running government like a business, because it fucking is when these people are in charge.
I know Canada a little bit and the UK is starting to, but we've been privatizing everything here in the United States. Like everything we can privatize, Trump wants to even take it further.
Yep.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why does everything have to be, you said this earlier in the show, I'm just repeating what Glenn said. Why does everything have to be for profit? It's just dumb. But, you know what happened this week we didn't have on the list, Glenn, is the shooting at the newspaper office over there.
That was just yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't have it on the list. But just two things I want to bring up. I mean, everyone knows about the shooting pretty much. The guy was disgruntled. I know everyone wants to say he was a fascist or whatever. He might have been, he might not, but it was a whack job. He's been threatening these people for years. The police had questioned him and let him go because they didn't have any evidence. He's just a disgruntled person that they did a report about. He said it was defamation. He lost the lawsuit or something. I don't know all the details, but out of this, you did have people bring up the fact. Oh, Olive's sleeping, having a bad dream. Olive, wake up! Sorry, but you did have people. You did have people bringing up the fact that Trump said that the media is the enemy of the American people, and you had people, and you also had Sarah Sanders said something on her Twitter. I think it was yesterday. She said if somebody attacks the media, they are attacking all the people of America. Now, does that mean when Trump attacks the media, he's attacking us all as well, or is that just other people that aren't Trump?
Well, that's just a propaganda tweet, I'm sure, that was put out after the shooting. That's all that is.
It was put out after the shooting when she gave her thoughts and prayers, because that's very important. I don't know where I'd be if people haven't given me their thoughts and prayers for shit when shit went wrong. Fuck those people that actually help. The thoughts and prayers are the ones I remember.
Yeah, what's the current exchange rate on thoughts and prayers? I think
Pile of
Japanese.
shit.
I think there's about 2,000 thoughts and prayers in 1 Japanese yen. So take it from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers are worth something. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, the Dogecoin is worth more.
Yeah, but it just seems like if you attack the media, this is out of the press secretary's mouth. When you attack the media for doing their job, you are attacking all of America. I know that somebody that attacks the media for doing their job almost on a daily basis. Do you think he's attacking? What do you think she's going to say when one of these journalists has to ask her this shit? Like, is Trump attacking America?
I don't even think it matters anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. And I think I said something about this the other day. Someone was like, all we need is for, what's his name? The lawyer that's going after Trump.
Avenatti.
Yeah, Avenatti, however you say it.
Yeah.
He wait, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, he was doing some shit. God damn, where was I going with this, Glenn? I need more weed. What was I just talking about?
Something that Sanders did.
Oh, yes. Someone said Michael Avenatti needs to hurry up and get the proof that Trump had an abortion, and then his whole base will leave him. And I said, no, they won't. I said, no. Nothing he will do. If they found out he had an abortion every year from the time he was 20 and even had one last month, they wouldn't care. They'd change their stance on abortion for Trump because there's a reason he needed to do it.
Yeah, because Trump is love.
He's above God.
Cult of personality.
In their mind. I'm not saying he's above God. I mean, I don't believe there is a God. So, yeah, Trump is above God in my mind, but he's a piece of shit. So,
well,
take that for what it's worth.
See, I see a few different things, maybe because I'm not in the U.S., but not only do we have the president telling people that media is the enemy of the people, then we have someone who has a visa to be in the U.S. under a category that basically describes the holder of said visa to be outstanding in their field. And that person would be Milo, yeah, go fuck yourself. And he puts out a tweet that he can't wait for the vigilante squads to start gunning down journalists. First of all, he should be deported. He should be deported for that tweet right there. Get the fuck out, go back to Britain, get beat up on the streets. Yeah, that's the only reason he's in the U.S., because if he goes back to the U.K. and he's seen on the streets, he'll get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, I don't know why him and Gorka and all these Nazis are here. Like, they should be the first ones deported back. You want to start deporting people, get rid of the fucking Nazis that are in the administration and all over the media.
Well, that's why they're here, because this is a police state. They can be protected.
Man, we need to kick those foreigners out, those aliens. That's who we need to kick out, along with the president's punk-ass wife. She's a Nazi too, by the way.
And her chain migration family.
Yeah, that's what kills me. Such a hypocrite, dude.
Well, again, money talks.
I say what's good for the dark is good for the white.
But when you have the president doing this, and then you have that fucktard doing this, and then you have this guy who has an obvious issue, again, when the cops do questioning or whatever of this dude, and they decide there's nothing we can do at this point in time, why can't they do something about the weapons the guy has? Why are Americans afraid of these laws? Why are Americans afraid to take away weapons from crazy people? I don't understand this.
I think they actually have to do something with the weapons before they can legally, you know what I mean?
Change your fucking laws. It's called saving lives.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we could change laws, but the people who change the laws are pretty much the ones on the wrong side of history, the laws, and everything else, and the people. They're just totally against everything that most of the people stand for. I mean, what was
Yeah.
it? 90-something% of the people of the United States wanted net neutrality, and they still took it from us. Fuck you. Doesn't matter what we want. It
No, what
really
does
doesn't.
not when you won't do anything about it. No, it doesn't matter.
Well, Glenn, you said it best before. I mean, I know you were quoting other people that said it, but you have a third of the people that aren't going to do shit, a third of the people ready to fight, and a third of the people that's going along with it. And it's that
Yep.
third in the middle that's fucking us all over.
Yep.
Oh, we don't care. Whatever. It's not affecting us. It doesn't
Yeah.
bother
No,
me.
not in my backyard.
Exactly.
And this is how fascism takes over countries, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I always thought that there was going to be one of these crazy Trump guys walking up in CNN or MSNBC or one of these different more liberal Democrat state. I mean, they're the same. What Fox News is to the
It's
Republicans,
imaging. It's
they
all it
are
is.
for the
It's imaging.
Democrats. But yeah, I always thought one of these Trump wackos was going to walk in there with a gun or something and do something crazy. Ever since he's been trashing the media, and I hope it doesn't happen. But it's only probably a matter of time before some kind of incident happens. Hopefully, nobody gets injured. Hopefully, it's just some threats or something. But you can't keep railing. You're like you said, he's a deity now to a lot of these people. Trump is love, and the media is attacking love. So that means they must be stopped. You see what I'm saying? What these people will start. It's a sick thing.
So that means they are hate.
They're Satan. Yeah. I mean,
This,
these people already believe in religion, a lot of them. So it's easy to push another deity on them. Oh, Trump and Jesus, there you go, tag team for the win. So yeah, I don't know. You're lucky you're in Canada. Sometimes I think that as many
well,
problems as you have, we got more.
yeah, but like I've always said, we're only 8 to 10 years behind.
Fight now, Glenn. Fight now while you can. I told people this when Bush was in office, Clinton was in office, Obama was in office, fucking, and I'm still telling them now, and they're still not fighting. If we had got out there and shut shit down a long time ago, we wouldn't be dealing with this now.
Yep.
And now, the police have bigger weapons, badder weapons, more military, more this and that. And you know what? If we wait even longer, it'll be even more. The longer you wait, the stronger they get. And these people don't get it.
The longer you wait, they'll come to you.
Oh, eventually, yeah, definitely, eventually, yeah. It's coming. It's coming, and these people don't even see it. And it might not come under Trump, but it's definitely leading that way. Because I don't know if he's going to stay in office. I don't know if he's going to. I assume he's going to get reelected both terms and maybe stay and not decide he's not leaving at the end. Who knows? Or just decide he's going to dub his son the king of America after that or some shit. Who knows what the fuck this guy's thinking? He's crazy. He doesn't believe in any of our law and order except for him and his buddies. It's ridiculous. Shoot, you want to move on to number 3, Glenn?
Okay. I don't even know where the fuck we are anymore, so.
We're on a giant tangent in between 1, 2, and 2.5 that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. Constant lies, hate speech, racist policies, and executive orders by the sick administration full of bigots has led to internment camps, travel bans, about 6,000 missing immigrant children intentionally stolen from their families. What's coming next? What group will they demonize next? Can we stop this peacefully, or are we long past that option? What do you think?
I don't know.
I think we're getting past that option. People tried to shut down the ICE office in Portland. I think they got it 10 or 11 days. It was shut down, and then the violence came to kick them out and arrest some of them.
Yeah, but how many people were there?
Not
Couple
sure.
hundred?
Yeah, a couple. It looked like that's what it looked like. I could be wrong.
Well, when it's 15,000, you'll see a different result.
That's
That's
what I
what.
said. We need the masses out here. It's I've seen pictures where there's 4 or 5 people standing in front of a ICE office in some town somewhere, and I'm like, where's everyone else?
Yep.
It needs to be. I don't know. People try to they get these little groups and they're all separated and we're gonna do this. Fucking blast that shit. Send it to big group. Get everyone there. But not the group like this shit going on tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm gonna cover it, Glenn. It's moveon.org. They have a list of rules. Obey the police. Don't do this. No violence. No, a list of rules, and they want you to sign and put in your email and information so that you're going to abide by the rules to go to their march
Yeah, fuck off.
on a public street in front of City Hall.
That's an infringement of my rights.
So I'm wondering if I should just go or just say fuck it because it's so dumb that you're going to have rules for a protest, and one of them is obey the police. Do what law enforcement tells you. What kind of protest does what law enforcement tells you? You've already lost. The minute you put that up there, you lost.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to have permits, and then the biggest kick is to refuse fascism, man. When them cats show up, they always have police escorts. The police tell them to go the other way so the Nazis can march. They'll go the other way so the Nazis can march. How is that refusing fascism? Change your name. Change your name to we don't like the way shit is and we're going to march. Maybe.
If it doesn't rain.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit, dude. These groups refuse fascism. Again, I have problems with these people. We got a line of people, anti-fascists, and me and a bunch of other people screaming at these Nazis across the street. We outnumber them. Well, with them, you know what I mean? We already are even about the same number as the Nazis, a small group that's trying to, standing up against the police. There's at least another 500, 800 people listening to the celebrities and, the cool people talk on the stage over there and music and all this. And I'm thinking, if all these fuckers would just shut the fuck up and get over here, the Nazis and the police would have to leave. Because we outnumber them all easily 10, 20, 30 to 1. You know what I mean? And no, they want to listen to the music and listen to the famous people talking about resist! Ah! And, and then go follow the truck with the music while the police escort them down the street. And then the Nazis are marching fucking 3 blocks behind them with a full police escort. It's just insane, man. This is the problem. These people need to get the fuck up and say we're shutting shit down. We're not moving from this area. Thousands of us. Go find local homeless people. You have a camp. Fill up the camp. You can get 200 homeless people. Look, let's all move in together over here. Everybody, fuck it. These people, I don't get it. I'm not the PDX people. They're awesome for shutting that shit down for 11 days. It's the people that I don't get it. I'm always getting yelled at. Stop being violent. You're worse than the Nazis. Or don't break that tape. Don't question the police. Don't run across here. Don't do that. What kind of a protest is this shit?
It's not.
I remember one time it was Ezell Ford was killed. Me and these cats up there, we smashed the police tape in and kicked in a barrier, and we start moving this girl with the megaphone. Stop! This is not a violent march. What are you doing? We're not here for this. Go the fuck home. I'm the organizer. I have the permit.
Fuck your
you
permit.
Talking about? Yeah, dude. When shit gets real, then all of a sudden, the people that are on our side, quote unquote, are the ones that want to stop us and make sure nothing happens.
Yeah, well, they can all think about that when they're on the wrong side of the fucking fence.
You see the police in the fear's eyes, the fear in the police eyes, that's a time move because they're outnumbered. We got them.
Yep.
I've seen it very few times, man. And one was years ago. It was a few moments in Gina, Louisiana, and the same shit happened. We're sitting out there, and they had a black dude. Well, six black cats had beat these dudes for they were putting nooses and threatening their lives. So they got in a fight, and a black dude's got charged with all these charges and stuff. So they're in the courthouse. We had 60,000 people go to a town of about maybe 100 or 200 white racist people and a few black people that lived on the outskirts of that town. Mainly black people. We shut that whole fucking town down, man. Those police were terrified. And they're standing in front of the courthouse. They rushed all the black police up front, like hopefully they won't run through you. These cats look terrified. And a bunch of us start screaming, rush the courthouse, take them out, rush the courthouse. These police start getting nervous, man. They're lined up, everyone moving, and guess what happens? A group of, I believe it was Revcoms, and they were there with the Black Panthers. I don't even know if these were real Black Panthers. They said they were new Black Panthers, but I don't know, man. They seem really weak sauce compared to what I usually see with the Black Panthers, because I love the Black Panthers. I always have. I've always supported them and idolized them. But these cats didn't seem like true. They got up on the microphone thing. No, we're not here for violence today. No, everyone calm down. We're here for peaceful,
We're here to change nothing.
Yeah. We could have just freed the people, dude. You don't understand. It was like some little town named Gina, Louisiana. The courthouse kick in the doors and go get in the jails. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The police were terrified.
You know how many stories like that are part of Mormon history and gold?
Mormon, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, face it, the Mormon cult was almost eliminated twice in their past for things they did to the rest of the people. So, I mean, they've had to break their own out of federal jails quite a few times if you go back into the 19th century.
Well, I know according to some cats in the mafia, the Mormons created the sawed-off shotgun. They figured that shit out. Or at least they made it popular and passed it off to some of these cats in the mafia. The technology, how to saw a shotgun barrel and what it would do if you do that.
You got to remember, back in the day, all these high-up fuckers in the Mormon church all wore those long black coats.
So, Mormon trenchcoat mafia.
You got it.
Guided by Moroni.
I don't have my magic rocks to decode that at the moment, sorry.
Oh, it's one of their angels. I know this only because they have this giant temple out here near Westwood, and it has this huge tower, and on top of the tower they got this gold angel blowing a trumpet. And I know some Mormon people, and they were talking about it and saying that that's what that was. This angel named Moroni. And then the South Park episode kind of helped me to remember it even better. Dum 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 dum.
But I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I've seen that too. I mean, I can remember where I live on the day that all the Occupy camps started after New York City, after Zuccotti. We had organizers that were saying that shit right at the start. And it just didn't go over, See,
that's why I don't know if I want to go tomorrow, because there'll be some real cats there. But you just get shut down by everybody else, man. It's like,
well, does it matter though?
Well, it does, because the police are focused on you now because no one else is doing anything. Like, what should happen if you have a couple thousand people out there, right? And the police start seeing, I'm always telling people, watch them cops over there. They're coming out behind us. Why are you going behind us? I'll be filming. Why are you going behind us? What are you doing? And I'll try to tell people spread out or something. People need to watch for themselves. They need to know, I'm in this group, I'm in this group, I'm in this group, I'm in this group. If the cops start doing something, we're all going to separate and go different ways and confuse the fuck out of them. But no one ever does that. Always
Well,
we're going to do what the police want. We're going to stay in the areas they want. We're not going to go block any streets. We're not going to do this unless the police have already got it ready. It's so fucking mind-numbing, dude. I can't take it. It's like, let's just go fucking do what we want. Let's shut the whole city down. You take the freeway entrance there. I'll take them over here. They'll get the streets over here. What are they going to do then? They can't open it back up if there's thousands of people blocking off, 5, 10 of each, all over the place. What are they going to do then? They can't even get to us after a while. And then lump back up together when the police start coming. That's how you do it. Separate, move, shut off this area. Have them running. We let them stand there with batons telling us what to do. They should be moving around. We've done that before in the past. More violent, using fireworks and maybe gunshots and stuff to get police running around while the protest was going on so they wouldn't be able to block shit. And it worked, and some Nazis got their asses beat. But I'm not saying go and cause mayhem like that. I'm just saying separate, confuse them, move around. These people just wake the fuck up.
that's because they think they're going to a farmer's market. No, I'm serious.
How is that?
Well, I mean, it's like in Canada when there's protests on Parliament Hill. People bring strollers. But, that's Parliament Hill. Okay. But then when there are protests in Montreal, usually at McGill University, you don't see anybody under the age of 14 for blocks because everybody knows what there's a chance is going to happen. There's going to be burned cars, broken windows, arrests, all kinds of shit.
I got in a lot.
That's the difference because they understand what's going to happen in Montreal. People who want to get involved, let's go. People who don't, stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
And in the States, that just doesn't exist.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of baby strollers, people with babies. I've even had to give up bandanas to cover babies' heads before because of heat and stuff. But here's the thing. One time, the police here have gassed families and kids. They don't give a fuck, man. May Day, I don't remember, maybe 2014 or 13. They gassed families, kids that were nonviolent, doing nothing wrong just because they were out in the streets. So I know police don't give a shit. But here's the thing. Nowadays we have social media. We have everyone has a camera on them. I said that. I said, you know what? The police were getting aggressive. I said, everyone with kids, put your kids up front. No, what are you talking about? Because if the police going to beat the kids in front of the media, then let them see what true. No. Then why are your kids here?
That's right.
But I was a demon. I was terrible for even bringing that up. Why would you want the kids to get hurt? Well, I don't. But the thing is, they're going to hurt your kids anyway. Why not put them up front and make it a media spectacle? The cops just attacked a bunch of children standing in front of them peacefully. If they want to go that route, let them go that route. That would be a media nightmare for them, dude. People don't think like that.
Well, I mean, if I was in a tactical command position of the police and it was time to cease and desist, from my point of view, if I saw families, I'd say, yeah, fucking gas them. Because they'll never bring their kids back. Their kids will never want to go to a protest in the future. It's being given on a platter a way to make sure those people never come back and maybe other people they talk to. It's a loss before it starts.
You don't think if the police gassed your kids, you'd be there the next time without the kids ready to say, fuck you, any way I can to get these police to shut down?
These hipster yuppie crackers? Nope.
Yeah. That's true.
Because we know from the history of the civil rights movement in the United States, until Whitey's on board, fuck all happens. And if
I don't know, the
fucking
demographics are
millennials,
changing. We ain't gonna need Whitey pretty soon.
oh, well, if you want to get media coverage, you do.
We got our own media, man. Things are changing in this world. Just
Yeah,
not
well,
in
will
our
they
favor.
change fast enough?
Well, I mean, I'm saying they're changing where everyone can get shit viral now if they want, you know? Everyone has a camera. They don't need major media coverage. You can put that on YouTube and then have people mirror it all over. Police attacking kids, you think people wouldn't put that, just spread it all over the place?
Yeah, well, also keep in mind that you mentioned earlier in the show, there's no more net neutrality.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know. We don't know what the first big event is going to be where we notice that net neutrality is gone. It will happen,
oh,
but
yeah.
we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it already has happened. That's why we don't know. Tinfoil.
There was a website that was going to set the whole world free, and they shut it down.
Sure.
All you had to do is put your email in. You would have been free. But not anymore.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know, Glenn. I think it's fucked up. But I think, God, how many years do I have to say this? If we don't fight now, it's going to be harder later.
It always is, man.
But to answer the question, I think we're long past the peaceful shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I think the days of being able to solve these problems peacefully are over because you're dealing with a violent government. You're dealing with a violent system. You're dealing with a system that kills people every fucking day in the streets and doesn't even punish the people who murder them, you know? You're dealing with a president right now that just spews violent shit, tells his people to beat people up and he'll pay for it. Yeah, like that would ever happen. But they believe the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's insane. We're living in a fucked up country. You're 8 years behind us. Good. Stop it before that happens, Glenn. Fight that shit now before you get where we are. I know you say you've been where we are, but I don't think you've truly been where we are now. I think you've been where we are maybe under Bush or Reagan. Sorry about that phone. I don't think you've been where we are under this clown. Is just...
Well, what I meant by anywhere that Canada's already been, it regards certain laws, certain techniques. I mean, the biggest factor why Canada is still not exactly like the U.S. is because we're just too small of a market. Nobody cares. You know? I mean, Canada has the population and the economy of California. That's it. Yeah, Nix. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
let's.
wow. I said Nix is in the chat. I had myself muted. I didn't know we had a chat until just now. I just said this. I'm repeating it because when it got silent, that was me talking with mute.
And it wasn't muted because I heard it.
No, you hear everything.
Oh.
And, yeah. When I'm muted, you can still hear me.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
sometimes you hear things the audience doesn't hear, like dogs barking and stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
said, how much worse does it have to get before they fight? And I said, I don't know. It has to get really, really bad, I think, because these people are all just scared or complacent. I don't know. But something has to, unfortunately, something has to give because the less we fight, the worse it gets. If you have a few people fighting here, they know they could squash that. A few people here, a few people pop up here, a few people here. Man, we need people not going into work. We need people shutting that. That's the thing, man. Unions used to be powerful. They're trying to kill unions. Unions used to be able to shut down businesses. Not anymore. They'll just fire you and get new people. And now it seems like the government will support that.
They've been supporting it for over 30 years.
Yeah, and I mean, really support it now. But I mean, the thing is also, it's the same thing. They know, oh, these people have a little uprising here. We'll shut that shit down. It needs to happen across the country on a mass scale. If people aren't working and people are protesting, that means their businesses are losing money every fucking day. That means the whole system's getting hurt. People can't drive to work. People can't get where they need to go. Then maybe, let them get mad. I don't give a fuck. We trying to make the future better. It just makes no sense. You could we could shut California down due to people would just do it. But it was like, oh, I got to get to work. My kid has to get to soccer or this or that, or I have to go to the store. I have to go buy weed, whatever. Fucking get all your shit. Pick a day and let's just go shut shit down. Everyone out in the streets, in the actual streets, like wherever you live. Just walk out to the nearest busy intersection and start chilling with your neighbors.
But do you realize that most of those reasons you just gave are just on their excuse list? The bottom line is they just don't want to turn up. There is no reason. The reason is they don't want to, and they don't want to say it.
So Nick says, do you think there's a chance for a general strike?
No, not at this point. Maybe if we have another 2008 crash, which will be happening at some point.
I see the homelessness population just rising and rising and rising and rising and rising. And all I hear is, I don't want a homeless shelter in my neighborhood.
That's just fear.
I want to help the homeless, but not in my neighborhood. It reminds me of that old-ass song. Remember that old-ass song, Love Me, Love Me, Love Me, I'm a Liberal? It's like I care about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Just don't let them black cats move in my neighborhood. It was like all these, I fought for this and that, but it's just all these, like, how twisted these people are. You know what I mean? They're like, they say one thing, but then when it comes to it, it's the same situation. Oh, I want to fight. I want to help homeless people. We want to end homelessness, but not in my neighborhood, not around my house. No. It's crazy. August 21st, prison strike nationwide. Yeah, and today and yesterday was Op Ice Get Out in the Street Anonymous, and nobody's out in the streets around me. Getting anonymous in LA to do any goddamn thing is fucking near impossible. I've given up on that anonymous in LA thing. I don't believe it even exists. There's a few solid ass people, but 14 people isn't enough to do anything big. What about QAnon? Oh, I'm sure they're all in Riverside and Orange County. Fuck QAnon. I got a video coming. I got a video coming for QAnon. I just got to work out a couple bugs. Fuck QAnon. How many times can I say that before we end this show? Fuck QAnon. Anyone who has that hashtag, unless they're bashing that shit, you're a racist piece of shit fascist. Fuck you. I don't even know why you wear that stupid ass mask. You're bringing shame to the fucking Guy Fawkes mask, man.
When I said that setup, in the back of my mind, I was fucking thinking, is he going to say OC? Is he going to say Riverside?
Well, that's where all the racists are around me, man. That's where they are. I mean, what do you want me to do? I can't. That's NSM headquarters in Riverside.
Well, I guess I'm learning something then.
Yeah. Nick said she told Q fuck you yesterday. Is there an actual Q, or is it just a bunch of people with the Q in a big account?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who cares?
And what does Q stand for? Quasi-racist?
Oh, there's a whole myth behind that, too.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into it. Fuck them motherfuckers, man. They dumb motherfuckers. All of them is racist shits.
It's just another story. Fuck.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what else there is.
Yeah, we need to wrap this show up, though. But you know what? I'm just going to say real quick. Support Op Ice. Support Occupy Ice. Support your local anarchists out here trying to shut shit down. Get your ass out there. Times is like... It's time. It's beyond time. 16 years ago when I was telling you it was time, but now it's really fucking time. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. You all need to do some shit. Wait, what is this? Q is supposed elite NSA intel.
Yeah.
NSA doesn't want to find the racists. They want to find us and fuck with us. I don't know if that's true. Internal intelligence. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. I didn't even know we had it. I knew we had a chat. I just didn't have it clicked. Spreaker gives you the option of effects or chat, and for some reason I don't use effects, but it always starts being clicked. So yeah. Listen to The View Up Here Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Is that correct, Glenn?
Yes, sir.
And we're here on Fridays at this time, 2-ish or 5-ish if you're on the East Coast. And we got another My Non-Objective Opinion coming hopefully next week. I'm trying to schedule with the people that are going to do it. It's about internet trolls, one specific one in the Kendrick Johnson case. That's coming. And then another People's Manifesto will be coming probably in another week. So yay, lots of stuff, 3 whole things.
That's fine. 3 is more than 2.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, Nix, and everyone else who's listening. We appreciate you all. Anything you want to say before we wrap it, Glenn?
Fuck fascism.
Fuck fascism and fuck fascists, and never be ashamed to go publicly toss a racist out of your business or even just the business you happen to be in. And the more famous the racist, the more fun it could be. So yeah, thanks everyone again, and we'll see you next week.